It's the middle of June, it's hot, and it's air conditioning season. So today I'm going to be taking down this AC modification we did that helps force the cold air into our ductwork. Now we've had this up here for over 3 years. I'm going to take it down today. I'm going to inspect it. I'm going to check everything out, and we're going to talk about how this modification has been holding up full-time RV use over the past 3 years. Plus, we're going to talk about some other tips and tricks to stay cool in these RVs during these hot summer months. So guys, don't want to miss this one. Stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back to Why Wait. For those of you new to the channel, I'm Chris, and today we're talking about an AC modification we made to our RV over 3 years ago, basically to help keep the RV cooler. Now, if you don't know anything about this modification, go and check out the video where we show you how to do this, how to install it and get it done. Now, it's actually our most popular video with over 500,000 views. And almost everybody who's ever done this and commented down below on the video has been extremely happy with it, and they have noticed the difference in how much cooler the RV gets and stays. So what's the whole trick? Well, the whole idea behind this is basically just taking some basic foam insulation board, as you can see right here, and you're going to be forcing the air into your ductwork a lot quicker. It's going to push the cold air where it needs to get going. Without this, you basically have an empty space up inside your AC unit, the plenum, and the air is just kind of circulates around in there before it kind of builds up pressure and eventually it's pushed into the ductwork. Well, with this system right here, what's going to happen is you're going to seal everything up. You're going to close off the two sides of the plenum, and when that cold air comes down, it's going to come right here, hit this, and it's going to be forced right into your ductwork. Now, if you don't have any ductwork running through your RV roof, then this modification is not for you. And this will also take away the AC dump feature. What I mean by that is sometimes if you want to cool off your AC real quick, some people open up these slides right here, and that's going to just dump the air right into that room. It's not going to really allow the air to go into the ductwork. And what that's going to do is basically force that air to just dump right out into the room. And the air doesn't go into your ductwork, and it doesn't come out of these little round vents throughout your RV. So for us, we are okay with losing that feature by doing this modification because we want the air pushed into the duct system. We want it going through the RV, and we want it coming out of all of the vents where we need the cold air. And after you do this modification, you can see the difference right here of how much air is basically just being pushed out of this one vent. You can see the beforehand, how much air is kind of trickling out, and you can see the after footage here after doing this modification, how much more air is blowing out. The more air that blows out, the quicker the camper is going to cool down, the quicker your AC is going to shut off, you're going to save money, and you're going to stay cooler. Trust me on this. We were actually out in Death Valley when we first did this modification, and we noticed a huge difference right away. Not only that, but it's also going to make the air conditioning system a little bit quieter as well. Nothing crazy, but you will notice that it is a little bit quieter after you do this modification. So what does it involve? Well, you guys can do this modification for basically under $25. All you need is some foam insulation board, which you can get at Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon, and some basic HVAC tape. That's all it takes. Now, one of the other things you want to do while you're up inside your AC unit is you want to go ahead and check and see if everything else is taped off good. You'd be surprised when these RVs come out of the manufacturing plant how many gaps and openings there are all throughout this ductwork where the air is just leaking basically into that 3-4 inch attic space between your, between the roof. And that's not where you want the cold air going. And if you don't have everything taped off and sealed off properly in there, you're just losing tons of cold air trickling out to where it doesn't need to go. Not only that, but you need to go to all of your vents, pull off these caps, and check and see how everything is taped up there as well. Because again, if you're having big cracks and openings to where the air can just leak into the ceiling, you're just losing efficiency. So that's one of the big things with this modification is really, first of all, just going through your RV and checking everything out and make sure everything is sealed up as tight as possible, no cracks, no gaps, to make sure that air is flowing into your RV where you need it. And now this AC modification is only half the battle. You guys also need to do routine air condition maintenance. You need to get on your roof. You need to clean your evaporator coils. You need to clean your condenser coils. You need to keep the filters clean. And we're gonna have links to 3 videos that we've done in the past. All 3 of these videos are gonna help you out with these hot summer months. One video is going to be where we show you how to service your AC units, keep them clean, keep them running at their highest efficiency, and you can check that one out. The second video, of course, is going to be the modification that we're talking about today, and it's going to show you how to install this, how to build this, and get that going. And the third video is basically tips and tricks around the RV to stay cool. Other things you can do and other ideas that we've learned as full-time RVers to help keep these RVs a lot cooler, because man, it is a hot one right now. So when you're done watching this one, if you like what you see with this modification, go watch the installation video, learn how to do that. And then I definitely recommend going and watching the other 2 videos as well if you haven't seen those. How to get up on the roof, how to service AC units, how to keep those clean, how to keep them running at their optimal performance, and then the tips and tricks video on how to do other things around the RV if it's just not staying cool to your liking. So overall, how has the modification been holding up? Full-time use, over 3 years, always out in the hot sun. Well, it's been great. Now I went ahead and ripped this out of here and took it down for you so you guys can kind of see what some of it looks like, and you can see what the rest of the modification inside the unit looks like. Again, it's not difficult to do, but it's all holding up well. There's, I've heard a few people talk about like getting condensation inside here and things like that. There is no signs of mold, mildew, condensation, or anything building up inside this unit. We did this in the living room unit. We also did it in the bedroom unit. You want to do this to, basically all of your AC units. If you have 3 units, I'd recommend doing the modification to all 3 of them, to be honest with you. And it has been fine. All the tape has held up great. Everything has been sealed off nice and tight. And the RV has been staying a lot cooler inside than it has in the years past before we actually did this modification. And I would say if you grasp anything from this video and you're not down with doing this modification right here, if you're not gonna, jump into that project, if anything else, I would just definitely recommend pulling everything open and making sure everything is taped off real well and there's no gaps and cracks anywhere that the air is leaking into the ceiling. So if nothing else, just go ahead and check that out and get that done. But overall, the modification's been holding up great. We've had no issues with it, no problems, and I'm super happy with it, as well as pretty much everyone I've ever talked to who's done this modification and watched our video. Guys, as always, appreciate you stopping by, checking out the video, and we'll see you next time. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm Chris, and how it's been holding up. Let's go get a RV air condition modification